Hello, welcome to Juvenile Justice Online. My name is Detective Rich Wostocki. In my job in law enforcement, I am an internet crimes investigator. Over the last 2 years, I've traveled across the country to teach resource officers, law enforcement officers, and school officials about investigating internet crime. What I have found in schools, what is happening is that when teachers and deans and SROs come into contact with sexting or cyberbullying cases, they do one of three things. Some of those things are just tell the kid to delete it and go away. The second thing is that they will suspend or expel a child. The third thing is they will send that case to court. You see, at Juvenile Justice Online, we use portions of restorative justice and education in order to give a great learning experience and education not only to the student, but to the parent as well. At Juvenile Justice Online, we encourage you, the resource officer, the school official, the law enforcement officer, the prosecutor, and probation officer to use Juvenile Justice Online so your kids that you are dealing with get a great education and restorative justice to protect their digital footprint. So the first place I want to take you to is Juvenile Justice Online. Here you can see the website juvenilejusticeonline.org. When you're first registering at juvenilejusticeonline.org, please do not type in that in the Google search bar. You really need to put it up in the URL at the top of the page. Once you put that in, you will see this page right here, and feel free to register. Now when you register free, I'm going to click that button right here, you're going to be able to see exactly what your role is. Are you in law enforcement? That would mean the prosecutor, the probation officer, the law enforcement officer, the SRO. The school administrator will have the second tab. Parents, when they sign in, they're going to have access to some training as well. You see, Juvenile Justice Online is not only a case management system, it's a training hub for you to get the latest and greatest training when it comes to technology and what kids are doing with sexting, cyberbullying, and also drugs. So then if you're a teacher or a school social worker, you can sign in there, and then the student signs in there when we register them. So let me just sign in and show you a few things of how Juvenile Justice Online is going to help you do diversions. So here is your dashboard. As you can see, the front page here is going to show you your profile first. Go to My Account on the left, edit your profile, and add your picture or badge or your school mascot. So when you go into My Account here, you go ahead and fill in your information, and then you can hit Edit, and then Browse for a picture, and then pick a picture and put it in there. And then it'll show up right at the bottom corner here. You hit Save, and then you are good to go. Okay, let's go back. What's the second step? Learn how to use JJO. So you're going to go to My Training. You're going to go to Diversion Agent Itinerary. And here is a video prepared for you on how to use Juvenile Justice Online. Actually, that's what we're doing right now. You can see there's a host of other trainings that you have available to you. Now let me explain what this means. Most of the training is free at Juvenile Justice Online. However, there are 2 trainings, such as the Patrol Response to Internet Crime, which is a 5-hour training on how patrol officers can take appropriate reports and do an investigation for online activities to forward to the Investigations Division. The second paid training would be the Sexting Investigations and Consequences for Diversion Agents. In this one is also a paid training. Both of these trainings right now are $100. So these are recorded webinars that allow you to get what you need in order to do successful sexting investigations and institute consequences. All the other training is free. When you come in here, you'll see a training of the cop, the convict, and the kids. This is a 2-hour training that we have done to show parents how to watch their kids' technology and how to do drug testing at home and use Juvenile Justice Online if they think their kid is involved in drugs. Here are the two webinars. This is a webinar right here of teaching parents how to watch their kids on their devices. The student cyberbullying is a 45-minute presentation on how to keep kids safe from cyberbullying, and if they're involved in cyberbullying, how it can affect their lives, their future. After the kids watch, if they're involved in a cyberbullying incident, they would watch this video, and then they would take a 10-question test. Same thing for sexting. Student sexting, it's not worth the risk right here. These are part of the consequences that some of the kids you will give, and then there's a 10-question test. Now, if you are an agent for Juvenile Justice Online, you can actually, if you're tasked with giving a cyberbullying presentation to one of the health classes, you can actually hook up your computer. When you hook up your computer in the class, then you can just play the video and hand out the test questions that you would normally give in a diversion. Quite simple. We want to make this as a resource for you that's free and really great to use. So here is where all the training is. Now, when we want to go to your dashboard and you want to open up a case. So in this instance, this is where you are going to start your first diversion. You're going to click here to add new. When you click add new, you will see here all of the information that you need to start your diversion. Now again, when you explain to the parents if they want to do this online training, there are 4 consequences that the parents will get. The first consequence is that the parent must pay a $150 training fee. This fee goes to Juvenile Justice Online and is responsible for training that parent, training that child, and allows us to train law enforcement for free across the country. Now, we have support for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Contact us at any time, and we can answer any question, or if you need a form for any one of your cases, we will be able to give that to you. So again, at Juvenile Justice Online, we want you to be able to use this dashboard as a great tool to affect change and diversion and protect your kids' digital footprint. So let's go through this, shall we? So let's start out where the due date is. This could be 30, 60, or 90 days. Now, when you do this drop-down menu here, you can see all the different types of juvenile crimes there are. And when you come in here, you can click on any one of these. Now, let's say this is a cyberbullying case. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit on bullying. We're going to make it for 60 days. The offense description would be, in Illinois, harassment through electronic communication. So then we will put our case number in, 2016-000-2658. So you can see here you put the parent first name, last name, child first name, last name, and their emails. It's very important, everyone, to get these emails right. So let's scroll down on the screen. Now down here, you're going to be able to see, move this up, a menu of consequences that you can give this child or this student in order for them to have great consequences and learn by their mistakes. So let's remember, this is a cyberbullying incident. So it defaults to admit to the above offense, attend school, obey all the rules there. So we're going to go through this. This isn't a sexting case, but we're going to hit on removal of your technology. And let's see, we'll make it 3 days. The next thing we're going to have them do, we're going to have them watch the training on cyberbullying, how do I stop it from happening? And then if you hover over any one of these diversions or consequences, it'll explain exactly what the consequence is. So maybe you want them the removal of social networks. Maybe you want 1 month of removal of social networks as part of punishment. Now what you're doing, ladies and gentlemen, is that you are setting this up in your office, at your school, or on your iPad, or on your phone, sitting with the parents. It works better, of course, on a computer, and you're doing this without the student in the room because you are forming a contract between the parent and yourself, and you want to be able for the parents to trust you. So you want to ask them questions, tell them a little bit about yourself before these consequences start, and ensure them that your total interest is to protect their child's digital footprint and make them learn a lesson. Because in the end, ladies and gentlemen, that's what they want too. So as we're going through this, you will ask them, well, let's make them write apology letters, and you'll list out everyone they need to write an apology letter to. Now, let's talk about performing community service. You know, maybe the kid's an athlete and doesn't really have time to do community service. Well, you know what? They're going to have to find time. So let's make this performing community service, let's make it hours. And we'll give them 15 hours of community service. Not only that, they're not doing sexting here, but we're going to have them write an essay on the dangers of cyberbullying on teens. So we're going to make this 5 pages. Now make sure you tell the mom and the student 12 font, single space. You don't want 15 font and triple space because then they're not going to write all that good of a paper. One thing you do have to consider, if that child is borderline autistic or maybe have Asperger's, you may want to cut this down to 1 page, depending on their abilities when it comes to typing papers or writing papers. The next thing, seek self-esteem counseling. Now this can be through a private mental health professional, or the school counselor is good too. They can kind of evaluate them. If it was a theft, we would do restitution. Maybe the parent, after you talk to them, thinks there may be some type of drug involved. Well, you can affect drug testing too. In order to buy drug testing kits, you can go to a Man in Recovery Foundation, AMIRF.org, and order them from that website. And that is a non-for-profit website. So here's a good one. Parental monitoring of your technology. Now you see, we made this for 60 days. So we're going to make this for 60 days that the parent must monitor that child's information. So now, here's the base amount of consequences that you can give. Now say that the child, when you're talking to the parent, Mom, Dad, is there anything else you want your kid to do? How are his grades? Well, he's getting a D in gym, detective. All right, well, let's add something. We can add this together as a consequence. Check this out, guys. So you're going to add another assignment. The assignment name, improve grade for gym. And then we're going to put a description. Must get a C by the end of the semester. Assignment completion. So we're going to put checkbox plus multi-file upload because you want them to upload a picture or a scan copy of his or her report card. Student section, checkbox completion. Parent section, name, let's checkbox completion text. Check here that you obtained a C for gym. Now the next one, parent section, the name, get a C in gym. Description, must get a C by the next report card. Time frame, you want a time frame that? Yes, you definitely want a time frame on that. And then, so you can add this, and you're going to submit this right here, and this is assignment added successfully. And so now, not only when they get their contract, you're going to see improved gym, grade for gym, and you're going to get, let's see, you're going to give them 60 days to do that. And there you go. Now you're going to submit this. Now over here we have demographics, okay? What we do here is we want to collect information for any type of grants, or if you're using this, people want to see how effective it is, you can put that information in there. Okay, so I just wanted to make you aware of a few things here. Now it'll default in here. So you want the parent first name, last name, their email address. Make sure you get this email address right. So here are all the consequences. Now I am going to submit this, and it's going to end up on my dashboard. Let me switch PowerPoints right now for the sake of time so you know exactly what this is going to look like. Okay, so we've created the account already, right? We put all of our information here and everything is there. Now once you register, you are going to get an email from Juvenile Justice Online. And what I need you to do is when you sign in here, you're going to activate your account. Okay? Once you activate your account, the next thing you're going to do, like I said, you are going to sign in and you're going to be able to go to My Account. You're going to put your picture in there, your badge, your mascot if you're with a school, and that is going to be your title. Then you're going to go to your training tab. We're going to go to that a little bit here. And you're going to see all the training that you have available to you. Now again, remember that the 5-hour classes of patrol response to internet crime and also the sexting investigations and consequences are paid trainings for $100 that you can click through here and you'll be receiving a copy of the video. And you can watch it at any time. Everything else, as far as the cyberbullying information, the sexting information, how to use JJO, and the drug portion of Cop to Convict and the Kid are all free for you. So let's move on. So we assigned that case to Lisa Jones, correct? So when we signed this, we filled out all this information like we did. We did all the consequences. And then when you do the consequences, the parent will receive this email. Once the parent receives the email, they can hit Review Case. When they hit Review Case, you will see that the contract will appear as you wrote it or checked the boxes. Now remember, the teeth in all this, ladies and gentlemen, is failure to comply with the terms of this diversion will result in the revocation of the program and reinstate the original charge, which means if they don't do what they're supposed to do, you have two options. Those options are A, you can extend this and put another 30 days on it. Maybe they were busy, maybe they were on vacation or whatever it is. Or you can close the case and refer it to court. You can see here that the parent must have digitally checked this off and agree to the terms and conditions of the station adjustment or the diversion program. When they agree to it, they submit it, and then you see this $150 training fee, and they go to checkout. When they go to checkout, it goes right to the PayPal of Juvenile Justice Online. They pay there by credit card. Now, the question we always receive is that, what if my family that I'm dealing with can't afford the $150? Well, there's actually 3 ways to pay this diversion. Let me take you back to the front of the website. When the parent signs in, on the bottom right, there's something called Donor Connection. Everybody see that here? When you hit Donor Connection, that could be a family member such as a grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, neighbor, who they have gone to and say, my son got in trouble at school and I really can't afford the fee that goes along with what he got in trouble for. Instead of sending him to court, it's only $150. Would you be able to possibly pay for this for me? So the aunt, uncle, grandpa, or whomever can go to Donor Connection, put in their credit card, and get a coupon that they can send to that parent. Second way, if this is used as part of the agent being part of school, every school has what they call Title I funds and after-school programs. Those programs have to do something with school and they have to be educational. In Illinois, we have something now called Senate Bill 100, where the state has not allowed schools to no longer suspend or expel a student for any behaviors unless it's so that egregious. So what are we going to do with these children? Well, what they have to do, they have to provide a room, a training room, or a learning room for this child. Actually, if the school uses Juvenile Justice Online, they can have a computer in the room, have the kid do their research for their essay paper. They can have them watch the videos and take the test. They can have them do community service in the room or with someone, and they can actually do their diversion in school while on in-school suspension. And it is educational. So for that matter, school funds can help that. The third thing to pay is through the Juvenile Justice Authority. Every county has what they call the Juvenile Justice Authority. And they have funds available for kids to complete diversion or work in some type of group. So what juvenile justice authorities can do is they can purchase coupon codes from Juvenile Justice Online, and we give them those coupons, and if somebody wants to use it, we would refer it to them. So you see, not only is this on the parent, especially with those Title I funds, the lower income of the school, of the kids who go there, the higher those funds are because they want to get them in after-school programs. So we try to think of every possible way that that student and that parent can get an education. So once the parent signs that, then they have to pay the $150 training fee. And again, everything in Juvenile Justice Online is totally free to use and give the diversions for the agent. Parent will get an overview of what the diversion consists of. You will see here that everything that was checked by you and the parent, a specific informational bulletin is going to be given to the parent. So that it explains exactly what their child is supposed to do. They should be able to print this out or sit with their child and explain to the child, this is what you have to do. Now again, the only way restorative justice through education works is if you have that formula of not only the child learning by their mistakes, but the parent learning by not only their mistakes, but to learn that they're responsible for their child in every aspect of their life. And this is a great way to open that technology talk with their kids. Parent now has signed and paid for the diversion. This is the child view. The child will then get an email explaining that they made a mistake, and this is a way for them to learn by that mistake. When they hit review case details right here, they're going to get a copy of the contract as well. Now again, I want to call your attention to failure to comply with the conditions and results will result in the revocation of the diversion program and the reinstatement of the additional charges. The child then electronically signs that by checking this box. When the child does that, a timer starts. So if this is for 60 days, after 30 days, an email is going to be sent to the parent and the child. Your diversion is due in 30 days. Your diversion is due in 7 days. Your diversion is due in 3 days. Your diversion is due tomorrow. Now this is being sent by the system to the parent and the child. You do not have to do anything. So once the child is done with their diversions, now say they had to do community service and they have a paper that is proof that they did their community service, whether it be a shelter, at their church, whatever. They can take a picture of it, put it on their desktop, and they can upload it to the system. All they need to do is check off each and every one of these diversions, and what they're going to get, they're going to submit an assignment of proof. It explains what they have to do, and then you're going to check, I certify they have watched this video and uploaded the completed test question. So then they upload the file. Again, they can take a picture of the test that they did and put it up there, and then they submit it right here. Once they submit all of their consequences, you will see the checkbox appear here. And then all they need to do is press submit to the agent, which is to you. And then you're going to get an email saying that Lisa Martin has submitted their diversion. You just need to press this little recycling button here. When you hit the recycling button, you're going to get an overview of the case. You're going to see, that the action items down here have been checked off. You can click on every single one of these. A PDF is going to come up, and I suggest you print these out and put it in your case file. Then once you have printed everything out, you're going to put, if they completed it satisfactorily, you're going to hit done. If you want to give them an extra 30 days, you're going to hit reassign down here. Or if they did not do what they're supposed to do, you can put reassign or close, and then close it for adjudication. Now, once you've done that, you hit done. There's going to be a certification notice to you. You are about to close this case. I certify that everything in the case requirements have been met. All you're going to do is hit yes and close. When you hit yes and close, the email goes to the parent and the child. And once they click on, you can get your certificate here. A certificate of completion is sent to the parent, the child, and to you. And you should print this out. And then you can put it in your case file. And the case is closed. There's nothing else you need to do. Now, there's a couple of questions that have come up in the formation of Juvenile Justice Online. What if the kid moves to another school? And now that school uses Juvenile Justice Online. When you try to enter that child, and then it's going to come up, this child has already had a diversion. See agent so-and-so, and here's his name, telephone number, and email in order for you to find out about the previous diversion. Now, you can override this if you want, or you can deny it and send it to court because now they have a second diversion. It is totally up to you, the diversion agent, if you want to give a second diversion within a year or two. Again, it all depends on what the child does. It all depends on, how involved the parent is, and how you want to protect their digital footprint. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, you have the ability to protect your students' digital footprint. It is so important. This is my life's work, and I just wanted to share this tool with you. And again, it's totally free to use in order to protect our children's digital footprint. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy Juvenile Justice Online.